Fort St. John and District Chamber of Commerce. How are you doing today, Tiffany?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for making some time for us today. We're going to be talking a bit about the Creating Energy Conference, which is coming up pretty quickly at the end of April. But first, I think people hear Chamber of Commerce and they have an idea of what that means and sort of what you do. But why don't you explain to us exactly kind of what the role of the Fort St. John and District Chamber of Commerce is among the business community and just in the community at large?
Sure. So we actually don't just represent Fort St. John. We're Hudson Hope, Charlie Lake, and Taylor as well. So we're the North Peace area.
Gotcha. That'd be the district part of the name, I
That's the district part
suppose.
of it. It's difficult to change the name. So we represent North Peace.
I see. Okay.
And then some of the key values that we do for services are advocacy, benefits, and connections, ABCs. Mm-hmm. And our mission is to advocate for, support, and promote business. So we are ultimately there as a support and to be the voice of business.
I see. And advocate, meaning you advocate to, the municipal government here in Fort St. John, Taylor, Hudson Soap, the provincial government when you can, maybe even the federal government when it's appropriate, I suppose. It's
yes.
Help our businesses grow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, you mentioned connection, and of course the Creating Energy Conference is all about that. Why is that important for the business community and for the members who become members of the Chamber of Commerce?
That's how you get your name out there. Even in a world of all of this technology, we're actually finding that personal connection is what helps your business grow. Mm-hmm. So we have mixers and luncheons and different get-togethers where you can actually go and talk about your business. And from there, even if that person cannot use your service, they will refer you to another person that might be asking about a specific service.
I see. And then the B in the ABC, you mentioned it and I forgot what you said.
Benefits.
Benefits. Tell us a bit about the benefits if you can.
So there's quite a few benefits. By becoming a Fort St. John and District Chamber member, you're also becoming a BC Chamber member and Canadian Chamber member.
Oh, okay.
So through that, we have the Chamber Plan employee benefits. So that's our insurance plan where you can get medical covered, and that one is specific. You have to be a chamber member for, but it's very low rates and it's meant for small to medium sized businesses. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole slew of other ones. There's hotel and car rental discounts, and just there's a lot that's involved. It's just figuring out what suits businesses here best.
I see. And I suppose that's sort of, in a way, how you also can advocate from Fort St. John to Victoria, for example, is through kind of the BC, the province-wide chamber saying, these are issues affecting everybody in BC. Why aren't you doing enough about this to the government, eh?
Yes, and there's a process with the AGM. We actually can create policies that go to the BC Chamber or Canadian Chamber that get passed and supported by all of the chambers, and then that gives us extra, juice when you go to Victoria to talk about it.
I see. Okay. Well, let's talk more about that connection. Creating Energy is kind of the annual conference of the Fort St. John and District Chamber of Commerce. April 29th, I think, is the date at the Pomeroy Hotel Conference Centre. Tell us a bit about this conference.
So this one, we're trying a different direction, and we're doing it as a one-day conference this year just to start off small again and figure out what is really needed for our area. Mm-hmm. And we're changing it so that it's very much of a Northeast conference, representing as many businesses from Northeast region as we can. Mm-hmm. The theme this year is economic growth in the Northeast, so where we are and where we're going, and it's actually evolved very much into the economic side of it for who I have coming for speakers. So we will have opening it up, the regular opening remarks, but Jerry Prati and Stuart Muir doing an hour on the tariffs and what the federal election could mean for the energy industry. Mm-hmm. And then go into we have Central One coming to do a Northeast region economic report. Peace River Regional District has their economic growth strategy right now. So that's it's in the process of being adopted. So they will present, and they actually did a lot of research into the background on it. So I'm excited to hear more about it. Like, I've seen the package, but trying to grow or figure out where our community is going, it's actually quite difficult to find that information here. So it's time to bring everybody together and discuss what's going on. So I have a few others in the works, like Tutica geothermal project has confirmed, and I'm trying to get some of the operations that have long-term goals in the area to come and present what their plans are for this area.
I see. Okay. I mean, I feel like we say this every year, but this year especially, so much uncertainty with the new administration in the United States. And as you say, we're going to have an election at least by the fall. I suppose more important than ever would be to attend a conference like this to say, here's what we can do in the face of, we don't know what we're going to have in the fall in terms of government officials in Ottawa. And we don't know what Donald Trump's going to do really at any given time, it seems like, right? So a conference like this, super important, especially at a time like now, eh?
Yes, and that's my hope, is it kind of sets the stage for the future. Like, I'd like to grow it so that it's innovative technology maybe next year. Like, I'm going to try and work in where I can some new technology, because that was also a request. But right now it seems to be what we need right now is to have a plan for the future for our economy. Absolutely.
All right. Tickets on sale already, I assume?
Yes, tickets are open. More information will come on the web page as I finalize details, but it's on the fsjchamber.com and it's under events. So you just click on the event and you can register there. You can also, if you don't pay by credit card or check, you can also come in to see me. I do accept debit and cash at the office.
I see. And are there different options for kind of what you can attend and can't, in terms of, if you can't come physically, is there virtual options and that sort of stuff available? Or
not this year.
Okay. It's really about take a day off and be here in person.
Take a day off and be here.
Absolutely.
If we find that's a request that we keep receiving, we'll try it next year.
Okay.
But we want to make it as much value as we possibly can this year and see where we can grow it.
Okay. Website, fsjchamber.com, I believe. If somebody has questions and they want to set up a different form of payment with you, how can they get a hold of you? What's your phone number?
It's 250-785-6037. And then the email is admin@fsjchamber.com.
Okay. Tiffany, anything else you'd like to say before I let you go today?
We have a few other events coming. So we're doing snowshoeing on Family Day in Kin Park.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's part of the High on Ice Festival. We have DOIG sponsoring February 19th, their KTP and land use plan.
Okay.
Presenting that. Treaty 101 on March 11th, also with DOIG. And then our golf tournament is going to be May 30th this year. So we're actually separating it from the conference.
Gotcha. All right. But make sure you get, and I assume that isn't open for registration yet, the golf tournament.
I just scheduled it, so it is open
there
for
you
registration.
Go. If you're looking at the snow today and thinking, I need to think about golf for a few minutes, you can register for the golf tournament. That's great news. All right. Again, more info, fsjchamber.com. You could also follow them on Facebook. And that phone number once again, Tiffany?
785-6037.
Tiffany, always glad to have you here. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Join us next Thursday for the next edition of Vocal for Local, brought to you by the Fort St. John Co-op. If you have a small business and would like to be featured for free, call us at 787-7100 or email reception